One day, not long ago, my mom asked me for a gift idea from my auntie. I looked up at her and asked, what if I just paint her something? Hi folks, my name is Sunny and this is my first video. I'm surprised myself that it's a painting one, but hey, when life gives you lemons. I started with a digital mock-up that I can follow. This way I don't have to stress about color placements and overall composition. I'm not that good at committing to colors, so doing it in a digital program is a great opportunity to experiment without wasting any paint. Thanks to that, it was much less intimidating to start. Next, I went to do a sketch. I always sketch out my paintings first and trace them over to a canvas before I even take out the paints. It's a bit tedious, but I prefer sticking to lines when there's already so much that can go wrong. After that, I put the modeling paste in a Ziploc bag, cut off one of the corners, and piped out the design. And so, here we are, after leaving the paste overnight and putting down the first layer of blue. I dabbed the brush on some petals looking at my mock-up and proceeded to fill them in like a paint-by-numbers book. I decided to go for this seafoam looking kind of flower. I got that idea while I was playing around with the mock-up. I also thought it would be very appropriate because my auntie used to go to Greece every once in a while. As you probably already noticed, the first clips that I had are already after the first coat of paint. The truth is, I never intended to make a video out of it, but after some failed attempts of something else, I started to find more and more ways and reasons to record the remaining process. And so, record I did. Let's be clear, I'm no painting expert, but I am passionate about art and I want to explore its different sides freely, so even if I'm not a professional painter, I enjoy this and I want to share it with others. I'm being kinda messy with the middle. At this point, I still wasn't sure what color was I going to make it, but I knew that if I wanted to paint it yellow, it would give me trouble. That's why I'm not going completely ham over the whole thing. I tried to make it look like an even coat on the whole petal, and kept looking over from different angles, wondering if it's just the white reflections of wet paint, or I'm actually missing some unpainted patches. I usually do more clean lines, geometric kind of thick shapes, because I feel like it's gonna be easier. I guess that's just a habit of mine, yet I often end up making the meticulously crafted flat colors and cell shading of sort into gradients. I need to work on that, but I guess it comes with experience. I'm just gonna go for it. It looks kind of wet still, but like it's not fully dry, but it's not like sticky anymore. So I hope that if I go with a layer over it, it will be fine. Because it just looks like it's gonna be like glossy like that for a while. Maybe even stay like that. I'm putting the lightest color on the very edges. It added some dimension and an illusion of light peeking through the thinnest part of the petal. I know it's not groundbreaking, but gradients can go a long way. Because at least people in my life who are just casual art enjoyers often will be like, oh wow, that's so cool. And honestly, that's all I wanted at this point. Time for the lightest shade, which honestly I'm kind of excited about. I don't know why. Maybe I should add a bit of yellow to this, but then I think I added too much white already. Oh no. You know also what could make the paint more glossy? This paint. Cause it's very weird, because I wanted to have a big bottle of white paint, because, you know, you use a lot of these. White paint, I mean. At least I do. So I wanted a big bottle of white paint. So my mom got this one for me, like 2 bottles of this. But it's such a weird consistency. Technically it's acrylic, it says it's acrylic, but it's much more watery and it almost bubbles up a little bit sometimes when I mix it up quicker. So it's kind of weird. At the same time, it's really good for mixing it up to make the paint less dry kind of thing. But at the same time, I don't know, it just feels very different from all the acrylic paints that I have. But it's really good for painting on your clothes. I mean, it's not opaque, so it's bad in that sense because you need to go over the thing more times. But it's really good like staying on the clothes because it's kind of more flexible as it is. You don't have to really mix it up with anything, and if you decide to and go for mixing it with glue and stuff, it's better when it's a thinner consistency like this because the glue will make it thicker. It's interesting. I would have never like gone for it consciously. I think it's just like kind of like a cheap paint in bulk. But at the same time, that kind of gives you an idea that you have to make things work. It's not perfect opaque white paint that I wanted, but it has worked well for different things that I didn't expect. I didn't even think about them, you know? honestly, this is a nice color. I'm not gonna be able to replicate it in any way, shape or form, but it's a nice color. It's still gray, but it might be like decent for like shadows and stuff. Kind of is similar, just lighter than my nails. What if I just do shadows with this? I'm gonna try. I decided to paint the outlines according to the colors in the painting. At first I was considering making them stand out more. Maybe even spray painting everything gold before I got to pick up the brushes. In the end though, none of it mattered. I came to a conclusion that I have to start over, because I don't have the blue paint. Even if I bought the blue paint, I don't really know how will it mix with other colors for me to be able to do like proper shading, and I need to do a lot of that still. I don't really have time, because at this point, including today, I have like 3 days for it. So it's not really 3 days, because it's like 2 days and a bit of today, I guess. Which, if that was the only thing that I'm doing, that's fine, but it is not, of course. So, yeah, I guess you make mistakes and you learn. This sounds like alcohol, but this is very good. Obviously, you can see quite a difference here from the last clip, and that is because, believe it or not, I was grasping at straws at this point. I was really worried if I was gonna make it in time, and so I didn't even notice that my camera had died. Therefore, the next day when I hit record, that's how it looked. Initially, I started to paint the background this chocolatey brown color, after which I started painting it over with a bit less harsh but still contrasting shade of pink. But after deliberating about it last minute with my mom, we decided to go for something more gentle and easy on the eyes. And no, it's not just a different light. I painted over the petals with more vibrant color and left the fleshy tone as an underpainting, if you will. I'm gonna be honest, as much as I hated this whole process, it taught me quite a bit, and I think you can see the results immediately in the second attempt. The road was turbulent, but in the end, I'm quite happy with how it turned out. I am really proud of it, and most of all, my auntie really likes it. So, I'm gonna leave it over here. I don't have a crazy reveal shots to tie it all with a nice bow. I promise I'll get better at it, but until then, I'll leave just a photo of the finished product for you to enjoy. And hopefully see you in the next one. Bye!